Before starting, I would like just to go through the attendance first. Then I will return back to speak about all these things. So, Abdulaziz Lakim, again, Abdulaziz Lakim, Abdulaziz Ben Yusuf, thank you, Abdulaziz, Abdullah Walid Al Rashid, thank you, Abdullah, Abdurrahman Nasrallah, again, Abdurrahman Nasrallah, Abdurrahman Saud Lanisi, thank you, Abdurrahman, Afrah, thank you, Afrah, Ahmed Al Hazza, okay, thank you, Abdulaziz Abdullah. Thank you, Ahmed Hazza. Uh, okay, Ali Al Khamis. Thank you, Ali. Amal, Amal Al Rashidi. Again, Amal Al Rashidi. Amni Al Qutayfi. Thank you, Amni. Barak. Thank you, Barak. Dalal, Dalal Al Shimmari. Thank you, Dalal. Dana, Dana Al Azmi. Thank you, Dana. Isra Al Kindri. Thank you, Isra. Fahd. Thank you, Fahd. Farah Al-Shimmari.
You are now unmuted.
Thank you, Farah.
You are now muted.
Gharam. Thank you, Gharam. Hamad. Thank you, Hamad. Hanan. Thank you, Hanan. Hanoof. Thank you, Hanoof. Huda. Thank you, Huda. Lulwa Saad Aswelem. Thank you, Lulwa. Lulwa Nasir Salmin. Again, Lulwa Nasir Salmin. Maryam Al-Kendri. Thank you, Maryam. Okay. Muhammad Abdullah.
Yes, doctor.
Thank you, Muhammad. Munira Samir. Thank you, Munira. Nadia Jafar. Again, Nadia Jafar. Naima Al-Qabandi. Thank you, Naima. Naima Sunwain. Again, نعيمة رياض الصنوان. نور الظفاري. Thank you نورة. ركان. Thank you ركان. ريم. Thank you ريم. سارة الفضلي. Thank you سارة. سارة المطيري. Again سارة المطيري. سارة فتح الله. سارة فتح الله. شيخة. Again شيخة. Okay, سارة المطيري. Thank you سارة المطيري. So سنابل. Thank you سنابل. سليمان. Thank you سليمان. وصايف. Thank you وصايف. يعقوب. Thank you يعقوب. So again شيخة. شيخة. سارة فتح الله. نعيمة الصنوان. نادية جعفر. لولوى ناصر سالمين. أمل. عبد الرحمن نصر الله. أمل. أوكي ثانك يو أمل. عبد الرحمن نصر الله. أوكي ثانك يو عبد الرحمن. Okay, again, those who are not available, لولوى ناصر سالمين. نادية جعفر. نعيمة الصنوان. سارة فتح الله. And شيخة. So again, those who are not available, لولوى ناصر سالمين. نادية جعفر. نعيمة الصنوان. Sarah Fathallah, and finally Sheikha. So, today I'm going to speak about very important things about the next week. So, again, let me start. Week 11, we have quiz. Week 12, we have in-class assignment. 2. Week 12, by the end of week 12, we have deliverable 1, which is the report. Week 13 to week 15, we have delivery 2, which is presentation. Week 16 or 17, we have the final exam. 16 or 17, we have the final. So, again and again. Week 11, almost second lecture, we will have a quiz. It's just multiple choice. It's only multiple choice without explanation, without anything like this. Only multiple choice. Again, week 11, we have a quiz. It's a multiple choice. Week 12, we will have in class assignment 2. It's just 10%. I will speak about the material now. In class assignment 2, second lecture as well. The material with respect to these two. So the material is actually only the last two lectures. Only the last two lectures. Only the last two lectures. One lecture about analog to digital conversion. The second one is about digital modulation techniques. Only the last two lectures. Analog to digital conversion, including pulse code modulation, delta modulation, pulse amplitude modulation, pulse width modulation, pulse position modulation. Digital modulation techniques, ASK, PSK, FSK, um, gray code, ASCII code. So those are the two topics. So these are the topics related to in-class assignment 2 and to the quiz. So only the last two lectures. Only the last two lectures. Again, only the last two lectures. So the last lecture and the lecture before. So the last lecture was digital modulation techniques, and the lecture before was about analog to digital conversion. This is the in-class assignment and the quiz. The quiz, I'm going to prepare you to know how to solve the multiple choice questions. And the in-class assignment 2 will be exactly similar to in-class assignment 1. It's one question paper-based, one question multiple choice, one question short answer. This is regarding to the next weeks. So, any question so far? So, by the way, during this lecture, you need to ask me any question related to the next weeks. So, let's start speaking uh, about the course project. The course project is actually two parts, D1 and D2. D1 is a report, D2 is presentation. Now, it's in group. If you would like to work individually, it's okay. It's in a group, maximum two students in any group. Maximum two students in any group. Now, you need to select any theme from the following. You need to select any approach from the following approaches. I'm going to give you, let's say, several approaches, and you need to select one of them. So, approach number one, for example, is about LoRa. LoRa transmitter, LoRa receiver, LoRa network, LoRa. LoRa means long range transmitter receiver. Another approach about wireless drone. Another approach regarding the FM radio. FM radio. Another approach about encryption, decryption. Another approach about emergency communication systems. Another approach about wireless robot. And you can select if you would like other approach rather than those. So approach number 7 is about Internet of Things, and the last approach about anything else in general. But if you need to select something rather than those 7, you need approval. If you need to select anything from approach 1 up to 7, it's okay. You don't need approval. You can start working immediately. But with respect to approach number 8, if you need something extra or something else, you need to take approval before starting. So now, what you need to do actually when you are going to make, let's assume that I need approach number 1, LoRa. So I will go and search for LoRa. By the way, you can, I'm going to show you what I need from you. I need from you actually, first of all, to write an abstract. To write an abstract, as you can see here. By the way, this template is already available on Moodle. The template is already available on Moodle, and the course project available on Moodle. So, abstract first of all. After the abstract, I need from you definitely to write introduction. What is the problem? What you need to design? Criteria, constraints, objectives, and the structure of the report. Then you need to um, give me some available solutions. Then you need to speak about your solution, theory, block diagram, components, and the design, the circuit diagram. Finally, you need to put that simulation. I don't need the prototype. It's optional to do the prototype or not. So it's optional to have the prototype, but the simulation is important. Finally, I need a conclusion and references. So let me show you here. This is introduction about LoRa, which is known as long range. And then after that, uh, we start speaking about the problem. So what we need to design, we need to design a transmitter, receiver, blah, blah, blah. These are the criteria constraints. What are the criteria and what are the constraints? For example, the price should be low, the size, the weight, blah, blah, blah. You can put these criteria constraints, and then you can put some objectives. Finally, you need to speak about the structure of the report. So in chapter 1, we are going to speak about this. In chapter 2, we are going to speak about this. In chapter 3, we are going to speak about this. Then after that, you need actually to start, let's say, giving other solutions. So we have many other solutions, like we have solutions related to this. Instead of LoRa, we can use, for example, other devices like NRF. We can use, for example, walkie-talkie. We can use normal cellular phone. You can speak about other solutions, by the way. You can find so many other solutions. Then you need to speak about the advantages and disadvantages of these solutions, these with respect to the available solutions. You can speak about background. So here in LoRa, we are using the frequency modulation, FM. So you can speak about FM, you can speak about AM, you can speak about single sideband, double sideband. So just you can speak about AM, FM, and so on. You can continue speaking about a little bit what's the meaning of frequency modulation, and you can put some figures related to frequency modulation. This is increasing, decreasing with respect to the frequency. So this is frequency increasing, this is frequency decreasing, and so on, similar to what we learned about FM and AM. Some background about AM, FM, and so on. If you would like to speak about Fourier transformation, also you can. This is, in this case, we spoke about a little bit little bit about Fourier transformation. Then you need to speak about LoRa. What's the meaning of LoRa? Where we can use LoRa and so on. LoRa is used actually FM and FM chip. LoRa is using FSK and PSK. So you can speak about FM, you can speak about FSK, you can speak about PSK and so on. So this device is using actually these things. Block diagram, you can put the block diagram, and then after you can start speaking about the components. So we are going to use, for example, Arduino Uno, two LoRa devices. It's a transmitter receiver, and then I need, for example, LCD screen. Then you need to show me the circuit diagram. So this is the circuit diagram uh, for the transmitter. This is the circuit diagram for the receiver. And you can speak a little bit about the connection of this circuit diagram. Then after that, you can definitely give a conclusion, future works, and references related to this project. So you can put some references. At least you need to put 5 references. So then after that, you need to put actually the simulation. So the simulation results. So this is actually the Arduino simulation for the transmitter and for the receiver. This is for the receiver. So this is what I need from you with respect to the report. Now, how can I write this? How can I write this? How can I prepare this report? It's very easy, by the way. The, the, um, the simplest way is to go to Google and start searching. So I need to write something about LoRa. So what should I do in this case? I can go and start searching for LoRa. So I can write, for example, LoRa transmitter receiver on Google. Let me show you what I can find. So if you search, uh, okay, so I just search for LoRa. No problem, Lurwa. Just a second. So Lurwa, okay. Nadia Jaffer. Is Nadia Jaffer here? Nadia Jaffer. Naima Sunwan. Is Naima here? Naima Sunwan. Sarah Fathallah. Sarah Fathallah. Sheikha. Sheikha. So, okay, let me go back. So I searched for LoRa, transmitter receiver. So I found this website. In this website, it's a complete project about LoRa technology. Okay, very nice. So here at the beginning, what is LoRa? This is introduction about LoRa. LoRa stands for long range. It can transmit between 15 to 20 kilometers. And here, understanding LoRa technology, what's the meaning of LoRa technology, and comparing LoRa with other technologies like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and so on. Comparing LoRa with cellular, mobile phones, and so on. So this is a background regarding to LoRa, everything about LoRa technology, LoRa WAN, and so on. Low power wide area network. Then in this website, you can find a LoRa, one type of LoRa, which is SX1278, using Arduino. So this is LoRa, how to connect LoRa in general. This is how to connect LoRa with antenna. This is the circuit diagram. So it's nice. It's nice. Here I have the circuit diagram. The circuit diagram for what? For the transmitter. It's the circuit diagram for the transmitter connected using fritzing, as you can see here. It's connected using fritzing. This is the connection. Bin number blah 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 with this. So it's clear that bin number D10 is connected with this, D2 is connected with this, D3 13 is connected with this, and so on. Then this is the real circuit diagram. This is the circuit diagram for the receiver. Those are the connections. This is the real circuit diagram. Oh, nice. And this is how to implement the simulation. And this is the Arduino code. And here, let's say, full transmission reception. And this is the code for the transmitter. And this is the code for the receiver. And this is a video regarding to everything. Nice. So it's already available. It's already available. Now, what I need from you, first of all, number one, no way to copy paste. So similarity is extremely important. Number one, no way to copy paste. Similarity is extremely important. Number two, number two, these circuits, it's not allow for you to take this circuit copy paste. It's not allow for you to take this circuit copy paste. Again, number two, it's not allow for you to take this circuit copy paste. You need to redraw it. It's very easy. You can redraw it easily using free software. There are so many free softwares. For example, you can use fritzing. You just go and search for fritzing. If you search for fritzing, this is the website for fritzing. This is the website for fritzing, and go download. It's for free. This fritzing is for free. You can download it, and here you can see the website for Arduino, and this is also for free. Okay, so again, this is the website for the, this is the website. As you can see, this is the website for Arduino. It's for free. This is the website for this is the website again for fritzing. Just click here, you can download it. So again and again, please, these are the websites for Arduino and fritzing, both of them for free. Now, if you need at any time, if you need at any time, uh, if you need at any time to take a circuit, it's not allowed for you to take it copy paste. You need to redraw it. Now, can you redraw it using fritzing? Yeah, it's very easy. It's very straightforward. So let me show you. I already downloaded fritzing. Uh, Let me see. Yeah, this is fritzing. Just a second. Oh, what's wrong? So let me stop sharing. Nice. So long here. Okay, I have a problem to share screen. Okay, let me log out and Okay. Yes. Okay. You can see now. I think you can see this is scripting. It's very easy. So you can actually connect anything using FretSync. So using FretSync, just here you have uh, the Arduino. Take the Arduino. This is the Arduino. Then very easy. Just connect. You can connect it easily. It's very, very straightforward. You need, let's say, any element. You can find any element here. So you can find any element, and you can search if you would like for any element. So if you need, let's say, a resistor, or if you need anything, just try it here and you can find. So this is resistor, capacitor, inductor, and so on, diode, and so on. So anything can be found here, and you can, let's say, change it easily. So this is Fritzing. It's for free. And this is the website of Fritzing. I already sent you the website of Fritzing and Arduino. Okay. Uh, any questions so far? Okay. Let me continue about the simulation. Now you need to put this simulation. You need to put the simulation, but you need to check that the simulation is working. So before putting the simulation, you need to check that the simulation is working. So again, I need you to check if the simulation is working. Again, you need to check. You need to take the simulation and put it on Arduino and check if it's working or not. So you need to download Arduino software and check the code. So let me go through the questions. You're welcome, Farah. You're welcome. Yeah, I think we should always deduct one lecture for the project. So we should do it just to let you understand what you need to do. Um, Now, let me go back. So you can find all themes, all approaches available on Moodle. So if you need to look for a robot, drone, MFM, radio, anything, all of them are already available. If you just write, for example, LoRa transmitter receiver, you can find thousands of websites with the code, with everything you need. So it's very easy to find, let's say, these things. Now, let me go back to this file again. The code, you need to put the code. I'm going to check the code if it's working or not. So be careful. You need to check it on Arduino before putting the code. By the way, 95% of the codes available even on the internet are working, but you need to check if it's working or not. Okay, now with respect to the report, how to now the grades of the report. In order to get full grade with respect to the report, you need the following. First of all, similarity. First of all, similarity. First of all, similarity. So copy paste is not acceptable. Copy paste is not acceptable. This is number one. Number two, you need to put everything in the report. So again, here, um, I need introduction, problem definition, criteria and constraints, objective structure, available solutions, blah, 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 proposed solution, theory, components, circuit, simulation, finally conclusion. So I need all these things. You need to put all of them. You should not remove anything. You should not remove anything. If you need to add something, it's okay, but remove, it's not allowed for you to remove. Now, this is regarding to the report. References. At least I need five references. At least I need five references. So again, with respect to references, at least I need five references. You can put websites, you can put papers, books. It's up to you. Just I need at least five references with respect to this report. You can take the code. You can take the code, but just take it and check it because 95% of the codes are already available and working. You can take the code, check the code, and you can, if it's working, you can put the code exactly the same. Again, with respect to the code, I don't need you to change the code, but you need to change the comments. If there are comments with respect to the code, you need to check these comments. So you need to modify the comments. The only thing that you can copy is the code. The only thing that you can copy is the code. So the code, you can take the code exactly the same. You can take the code exactly the same, but just you need to check it. It's working. And with respect to the code, you need to modify the comments. If you have comments in general, just modify them. Um, the rest, you need to write everything. Let's say you need to rewrite everything by yourself. So if you go to a website, you can find, let's say, a paragraph. You need to rewrite it. So you need to rewrite everything except the code. You don't need to rewrite that code. So again, you can rewrite everything except the code. Or you should rewrite everything except the code. Um, Presentation. Now, the presentation, the template of the presentation is already on Moodle. So if you go to Moodle, you can find the template for the final report and for the presentation. So the templates are already available. I already uploaded the templates. You should use the templates available on Moodle. If you use other templates, I'm going to deduct grades. So you should use the templates available on Moodle. There are a template for presentation and there a template for report. So there are two templates, one for presentation, one for report. With respect to the presentation will be starting from week 13. Okay. Now, week 13, week 14, week 15. Those who will start first, I'm going either not to ask them or I'm going to ask them simple questions. So if you start at the beginning, I'm not going to ask you difficult questions, or maybe I'm not going to ask you at all. Those who will present on week 13, those who will present at the beginning will take an advantage of having simple questions or no questions. Those who will, let's say, present late, in this case, I'm going to ask them a harder questions in general. Because in general, if you present in week 15, so you will have more time than those who will present in week 13. Yes. In the presentation, you need to explain your report. So in the presentation, you need to explain your report. Again, in the presentation, you need to present your report. Um, in general, Abdulaziz, either very silly questions, very easy questions, or no questions with respect to the first day. The second day, a few simple questions. So during week 13, no questions or very simple questions. Week 15, week 14, we have questions a little bit more difficult than week 13. Week 15, we will have definitely questions and definitely more difficult than week 14. So, at the beginning of week 13, if you need to present, you need to, I will be available a few minutes before the beginning of the lecture. Just you need to go and write, I would like to be the first one who's going to present. So you can write, I'm number one, I need to present. So you can write your name and I'm number one. So if you come after number one, you need to write number two. So I am number two, I need to present. If you see number two, you need to write number three, and you can say, I'm number three. If you see number three, you can write, I'm number four. So I will check the chat, and the first one say that I'm going to present, he's or she's the first one. Then the second one, then the third one, and so on. Yeah. Number one, I'm speaking about number one. Number one could be individual or group. Number one, either individual or group. So if you are group, you need to decide. So again, if you are a group, uh, number one means you are. I have two students. If you are individual, you can say I'm number two and I am alone, for example. So you can say number one, I am, for example, we are two. Let's say the first student is X, the second student is Y. Or just if you write your name, so and put, let's say, your name and between two brackets, let's say two students. So this means that you are two. Um, yes, Farah, definitely you can. So, regarding to the presentation, you need each one should present around 3 minutes. Each one should present around 3 minutes. So, till now, uh, it's not hard questions, but in week 3, they will get an advantage of uh, simple questions. Now, in week 14, I'm going to ask you about your about your report. In week 14, I'm going to ask you about your report. In week 13, maybe I'm not going to ask. In week 13, maybe I'm not going to ask. In week 14, I'm going to ask a little bit questions regarding to your report. In week 15, I'm going to ask you about your report, but a little bit more. Now, those who will present in week 13 will present 1 week before. Those who will present in week 14 will present actually 1 week before week 15. So it's not fair to give, let's say, those who will present in week 13 similar to those who will present in week 15. So again, uh, um, I can select randomly. So I can select starting from week 13 randomly. So, okay, Fulan, start. So you can say, Doctor, I'm not ready. Okay, so you should get zero in this case. Instead of doing this, I will give you the option to start. So for example, all of you should be ready in week 13. All of you should be ready in week 13. All of you should be ready in week 13. But instead of doing this, I'm going to ask those who are ready. Now, in general, let's assume that in week 13, nobody would like to present. So I will select randomly in this case. Group number one is blah, blah, blah. You need to present. I know that many students will start selecting week 13 because they need to get good grades. So now you have time next 2 weeks to prepare your presentation, to prepare everything, and to start. Now we are in week 8 till week 13. You have 5 weeks. You can prepare yourself if you would like. Definitely, you cannot say I'm not free because you have a lecture in week 13. So you have a lecture in week 13. You have two lectures, by the way, in week 13. And in those two lectures, if I tell you, you need to present, so this means you should present. Otherwise, you can take zero. So again, week 13, 14, 15, you need to be ready for presentation. Now, if I didn't find, let's say, after week 13, a good number, so I will start assigning students. So you and you and you and you will present today. So be careful about this issue. Week 16 is the revision. Week 15, second lecture of week 15. So second lecture of week 15 and week 16. By the way, week 16 could be the final exam. Week 16 could be the final exam. Again, week 16 could be the final exam. No problem. So, for example, let's assume that all students would like to present in week 13. I don't think that this is applicable. But let's assume that I have 7 groups who would like to present in week 13. I don't have any problem. All of them can present in week 13. Definitely, we have time for all to present. So if you would like to present in week 13, definitely you will have time to present. Nice question regarding to the final. Now, till now, I didn't receive anything with respect to the final. Now, the final could be definitely in the university. It could be in class assignment. It could be submission. The most priority, it will be like in class assignment. The most priority could be like in class assignment. Now, it could be in the university. Yes, we are just waiting. Let's say the final decision from BUC. So we are waiting the final decision from BUC again and again. I cannot tell you it's in class assignment or it's in the university or it's a submission. Just we need to wait. Still, we have a lot of time. We are in week 8 until week 16. We still have 8 weeks. So no problem. Yes, with respect to the final exam, I'm not going to ask you to study the whole material. I'm going to select the last, let's say, 2 chapters only. So don't worry about the final exam. I'm not going to ask you to study the material from the beginning. So again, with respect to the final exam, it's not the whole material. I'm going to select just, let's say, the last 2, 3 lectures or something like this only. Yeah. Don't worry. It will be okay. It will be okay. Okay. With respect to the presentation, as I said, 3 minutes, at least 3 minutes for each one. So 3 minutes for each student. Again, 3 minutes at least for each student. You need to check your mic. You need to check that your mic is ready. You need to give me your presentation slides before, let's say, the presentation. So again, you need to give me the slides before the presentation. So, for example, if I receive your slides, if I receive your slide before week 13, this means that uh, even if you present in week 14, I'm going to ask you sample questions. Cam, good question, Ahmed. Um, till now, no. Till now, no. Uh, till this time, it's just you need to use your mind. And I think more than 90%, you are not going to open the cam. More than 90%, you are not going to open the cam. It's just you can use your mic. So open the mic and start the presentation. I'm saying this in order not to put everything 1 week before. So I'm telling everything in week 8. Now in week 13, some students will tell me that, doctor, you are asking us to do this and that, and we have a lot of things. We are GB2 students and we have so many things to do. Okay, I'm telling to do this from week 8. I'm telling to do this from week 8, not from week 12 to do it in week 13. I'm asking you to do it starting from week 8. Now, uh, between week 8 to week 13, you have 5 weeks. You have 5 weeks. So, again, during these 5 weeks, you need to finish these things. So, let me again. So let me go back again to the course project. So week 11, 12, 13 to 15, 16 or 17. Week 11, we have the quiz. Week 12, we have in-class assignment 2. The quiz and the in-class assignment 2, the quiz and the in-class assignment 2 will be in these 2 lectures only. So analog digital conversion and digital modulation techniques. Only the last 2 lectures. Only the last 2 lectures. So this is with respect to the quiz and the in-class assignment. The quiz is just multiple choice. The in-class assignment 2, similar to in-class assignment 1, but let's say, yeah, it's similar to in-class assignment 1. This in-class assignment is standard in AUM. 1 question upload, 8 multiple choice questions, 3 short answer questions. This is regarding to in-class assignment 2. Then in week 12, by the end of week 12, you need to submit the report. You need to submit the report by the end of week 12. Starting from week 13 till week 15, we will have presentations. Then in week 15, by the end of week 15, we will start, let's say, the revision. And week 16, if we have a final exam, so okay, if not, week 16 will be revision. So, by the way, I didn't receive a lot of questions from your class. I didn't receive a lot of the questions. By the way, with respect to the last class, I received actually so many questions. So please, if you have a question, ask me now. If you have any question regarding to the project, please ask me. I will be ready to answer all your questions. So the whole lecture is to explain the project, to explain the quiz, the in-class assignment. So if you have a problem with anything, please let me know now. So again, if you have any problem, if you have any suggestion, if you have any question, please ask me. Actually, I already inserted the grades of in-class assignment one, but it's now it's hidden because I think we were the first class or the first course apply in-class assignment. So um, with respect to the in-class assignment, we need approval. I think I'm going to receive the approval after 1 or 2 hours. I think I'm going to receive the approval within 1 or 2 hours. So definitely 100% the grades will be ready within 1 or 2 hours. 100%. The average is very, very high. By the way, the average is very, very high. I think um, more than 24, 25 students got above the 90. More than 24 students got above than 90. So the average, I think it's not 88, 87, something like this. It's very, very high, by the way. It's very high. No, you don't need to present the whole project. You need to present 3 minutes. I don't care about what you are going to present. You need to present only 3 minutes. Now, in these 3 minutes, maybe you can start speaking about introduction, and you can speak about, let's say, background, uh, uh, and let's say introduction, background, and maybe block diagram. The other student can speak about circuit diagram, the conclusion, references. That's it. It's more than enough. So you don't need to speak about everything in details. I don't need you to speak about the simulation, except if you would like. Except if you would like to speak about the simulation or about the, let's say, the code. Yeah, you can, but it's optional. Uh, the main points is introduction, background, let's say available solutions, then circuit diagram, block diagram, components, conclusion, and references. That's it. So if you need to add something extra, it's up to you. You can. If you don't want to add something, it's also okay. Even if you need to combine, so introduction and background in one part, it's, let's say, uh, introduction. Okay, so just introduction or background. Then after that, you can speak about available solutions, your solution, block diagram, circuit diagram, conclusion, fine, references. No need for the code. I mean in the presentation. I'm speaking about the presentation. I'm not speaking about the report. I'm speaking about the presentation. So in the presentation, yeah, I don't need the code. It's optional. It's optional. Now, some students ask me about the prototype. Should I do prototype or not? Okay, if you do prototype, it will be good. If you implement a prototype, it will be good. If not, it's optional. Again, the prototype is optional. So I don't need from you to do a prototype, but I'm going to check the simulation. I'm going to check the simulation. So if you put a simulation, the simulation should be correct. I'm not accepting a wrong simulation. I'm not going to accept wrong simulation. So if you put a simulation, the simulation should be correct. So any question? Very nice. You're welcome, Ahmed. Again, templates. templates are already available on, again, templates are already available on Moodle. The template for the presentation, the template for the final report, the also the course project, all of them available on Moodle. So it's not allowed for you to use other templates. It's not allowed to use other templates. Be careful about this issue. Look, for example, here, this is the new template, and you need to use this template. I'm not going to accept the old template. So, again, Nadia Jaffer, Nadia Jaffer, نعيمة الصنوان، نعيمة الصنوان، سارة يوسف فتح الله، سارة يوسف فتح الله، شيخة. Okay, thank you, Sheikh. So, Sarah Fathallah, Naima Sunwain, Nadia Jaffer are not available. So, any questions so far? Okay, very nice. Very nice. Um, so, finally, regarding to the in-class assignment 2 and the quiz. Now, the quiz, in the quiz, I'm going to make it multiple choice questions because I found that almost the problem in class assignment 1 is actually the multiple choice questions. So again, I'm going to learn you how to solve multiple choice questions again in the quiz. And definitely you will see similar multiple choice questions in class assignment 2. This is why I make actually a quiz 1 week before the in-class assignment in order just to see how the multiple choice will look like. So in this case, you will understand what how that multiple choice questions will look like. So this is what I did actually just to solve the problem of multiple choice questions. So again, um, as I told you, the next 2 weeks will be a holiday for both. I mean, for me and for you. So again, you need to be careful regarding to the next 2 weeks because if you didn't at least prepare yourself with respect to the project, especially with respect to the project, you are going to face a problem because in week 12, we have in-class assignment in all courses. So again, you will have in-class assignment 2 in almost all courses. And also, you could have a quiz in almost all courses in week 11. So you need to be careful. And week 12, almost in all courses, you need to submit a report. And in week, let's say, starting from week 13, you are going to prepare yourself for presentation. So you need to be careful about this issue. So I think this is everything from my side. I hope that I will see you all in very good condition and in very good health next lecture. Have a nice, very long vacation And I hope to see you all next lecture in very good health. And definitely,